Well, hello, everybody. Welcome back to another GF30 Trains live stream. Talk about everything, but mostly trains. I'm George, otherwise known as GF30 Trains, and this is Wally, otherwise known as Waldo's Productions.
Or the guy that takes GFW trains places. That's how we roll. That's how we do. Start screen, George.
Yeah, look at that. Done that.
Bill Nye the Science Guy.
Yes.
Good friend of ours, James Trains, made that for us. He put that up and sent it over to us. So thanks for that, James. We love that intro we got going on there. Bill, right?
That's right. That's right.
So George, lots going on with you, huh?
Yeah. Working on the Eagle project.
Okay, so you're Eagle Scout, right? Or you're working on your Eagle Scout for Boy Scouts, and you're working on your community service project, right?
Yes, correct.
All right. Well, hey, I want to hear a little bit more about that. I'm sure that some other people might too.
So basically, what I'm doing right now is what I'm doing for my Eagles. Actually, I'm gonna turn that down or just turn it off so I can talk. Basically, what I'm doing for my Eagle project is I'm making a 12x24 pavilion-style trading station for the Prairie State Railroad Club, which is a ride-on-train club, 7.5 gauge ride-on-train club that's in Big Rock, Illinois. We belong to them. And basically, I've been kind of working on fundraising for the project, it's just pretty cool. I've been working been working on it, and I've gone to a couple of I've gotten right now the station is a go. Yesterday
got approval.
We went and got approval. Was it yesterday?
Yep.
Yeah, yesterday night. We got I couldn't remember if it was yesterday or the night before. But we went to get approval from the
actually it was the night before. It was on Wednesday. Yep.
Anyways, yeah, so it was on Wednesday night. We went to get approval for the project from the park, the kind of association that owns the park, and they approved the project. So pretty solid. So that means the project is a full go right now. And then I've been working on fundraising for the project. So far, we've raised probably what you say $2,500, and that doesn't include the money that we're going to go ask for tomorrow or Sunday.
Sure. I'm going to put up some pictures of the project here. So, yeah. So let's see here. No. Bring this up.
Nice.
So this here is kind of like what the project is going to look like here. I think we can see if we can get that up. So yeah, that's what the when all is said and done. Ooh, that's not what I want. When all is said and done, that's what I think the project is going to look like, or we want it to look like, right, George?
Yeah, that's what we want it to look like. Won't be that big, but it'll be similar to it. It's supposed to act as a train station for the Prairie State Railroad Club. So.
At Plowman's Park
in Big
Rock. Right. So that's pretty neat. And then to get there, you're doing some fundraising, right?
Yeah, and so for the the fundraising, nice. I've gone to. I'll kind of share my progress on the fundraising, but so far I've gone to a couple of kind of clubs. I've gone to the Train Collectors Association, I've gone Train Collectors Association, Fire Department Association, I've gotten some money from them to help me fund my project. But I also currently am working on hosting a train show, which will be at the Yorkville American Legion, April 24th from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. and it's gonna be a fun time. We're gonna have 4 layouts there.
Four layouts.
Charlie Tusek.
Oh, that's right. Charlie's coming.
Him and another guy at TC are going to set up on the floor They insisted that they wanted to be on the floor.
Okay.
Then we're gonna have a guy by the name of Jim Myers and Denny from Denny's Trains and Things.
Right. Denny Roche is going to be there.
They're gonna have a layout that's there. We're going to have the Midwest division of the TCA's modular layout. They're gonna be there. And they are going to set up their modular layout. And then we're going to have the Valley Model Railroad Club from Elgin, is it, right?
South Elgin.
South Elgin. And they're going to set up their HO scale layout there. And basically what's cool about the Valley Model Railroad Club is you run your trains, or they set up their trains on the layout, but then the whole day they let you run your trains. The whole day. That's what their layout's about. And it's really cool. The TCA does that as well, although it just kind of depends on whose trains are running at the time and if they'll let you run your trains or run their trains. Most of the time they will, but I don't know. Sometimes, every once in a while there'll be somebody that doesn't want to do that. But yeah, so it'll be pretty cool. Then also what I'm doing, this is still in the works. Actually, they both are, but this one's still kind of.
We got our date set.
Yes. I'm going to be hosting an open house at the Prairie State Railroad Club, June 11th. So that'll be pretty fun. Basically, what it's going to entail is I'm just going to kind of invite everybody out to the Prairie State Railroad Club to show everybody what the project's all about, and ask for donations there. I feel that it's a lot easier to donate to something that is happening than to kind of write a letter and be like, give me money, you know what I mean? So yeah, that's the plan.
Sweet, George. Well, sounds like we got a lot of fun stuff coming right around the corner here, huh?
Yeah.
Can't wait to that train show.
Yeah,
those layouts are gonna be awesome.
Yeah, I can't wait either. It's gonna be really fun. I know that yeah, I can't wait to. It's something I've always wanted to.
I can remember when you were a little boy, you wanted to have a train show. And
yeah.
Here we go.
Used to. Yeah, it was really cool. So.
Here we go. Well, right on, right on. Well, yeah, for those of you that are new around here on GFW Trains on Fast Friday, Friends Friday, welcome to GFW Trains. Welcome to our Friday night live stream where we have a lot of fun, kick back, drink a little iced tea, talk trains, and just hang out, right?
Yeah.
For those of you that have been around here, welcome back. Good to see you this Friday. We've got a great show. James Trains is going to be on a little bit later. James has got a fun new thing that he purchased, and he wants to show it off for the first time, right? Well, actually, it's not a new purchase, but an upgrade. And he wants to show that off right here on GFW Trains. So if you're new around here, one of the things that we like to do is right at the beginning, everybody who rolls through it and says hello, we like to give them a whistle on the, what are we whistling tonight, George?
Big boy.
All right, what are we running?
So right now on the inside track, we're running the big boy, the Vision Line Big Boy, 4014. That's probably got to be one of the ultimate barn finds in terms of the O scale mile trains. It's one of our favorites. Pretty sweet. Then on the top level, we have the 844 with the PFE train.
See, the PFE train is like a virus. Once it gets on you, you can't get it off.
Well, yeah.
So once it gets on the layout, that one's a hard one to take off. It's going to take like a half an hour to take that train off.
Yeah. Well, so I got the O scale hauler.
It takes a half hour even with the hauler.
It'd take like 2 hours with all the boxes.
Right. True that.
But yeah, so then that's what we got up there. And then on the outside or the bottom level. Oh shoot! Whoops. Wrong train. We have the Amtrak. What is? Oh, this is the Empire Builder, isn't it? Forget which one. Which train the sound car says.
Yeah, the Empire Builder.
The Empire Builder. Yeah. So we got the Empire Builder on the bottom with the Williams P40 and some Lionel Superliners. So yeah.
So cool. Well, hey. We got those going, and so time for some big boy whistles, boys and girls. Let's see here. We got Conrail 8098, now known as Conrail Nuts, because he's nuts. We can confirm that. You're nuts, Conrail 8098, so now you're nuts. We have got Chicago Railroad Video Photography Productions in the house. Good to see you. My dad, George Worderick with Steve and Leah Hollick out there watching in the campground at Walt Disney World. We got to give them a thumbs up on that. Very good. Thanks for joining us, guys. LJL Rail Yard, always here, always having a good time. He's here in the house. You got it. Apples and Oranges is here. Atta boy, Apple and Orange Line. Thanks for coming. He was a fun guest last week, wasn't he?
Yes, he was.
Yeah, I enjoyed that. He and I are about the same age. I tell you what, if you haven't checked out his channel, you got to go over there and check that out. It's great. It's so fun because he's rediscovering trains, and he's going through all of his process of rediscovering trains, and it's just a lot of fun to watch that. A lot of fun to watch his eyes open and get back into trains. So yeah, Apples and Oranges, welcome back, buddy. Welcome back. All right, we got Bob's O-Gauge Trains. Where's the girl with the checkered flag? It's showtime. You got it, Bob. You got it. James Trains. Let's go. We got Bill Nye. He made that Bill Nye for us. Mommy Lulu Lourdes Hernandez in the house. Very good. Very good. John Train, BFGR. Get that man a whistle. Our friend, ours Trains. Right here. Bill. Yes. Bob's wondering if I got demoted, George.
Oh, this has always been my chair.
Yeah, George always has the captain's chair. Only when George is out do I get. Yep, there we go. In the captain's chair.
Yes, that's my name.
In the captain's chair. Boxcar Jerry here in the stream. Good to see you. O-Gauge Trains and slot cars in the house. Get those guys some whistles, George.
My bad.
Get some guys some whistles. Hey, we got a lot of regular returners here. We got Isaiah Hawkins here. Good show. Come on in. Grab yourself a nice iced tea and hang out on Friday night talking trains. We got Megan Catherine Blonda's in the house. Good to see you, Megan. Get her a whistle. She wants one. Whistle for Melanie.
Uh-oh.
Ooh. Runaway train there.
You're back.
We got... Let's see here. Ken Suter in the house. Good to see you. Happy Friday. Welcome. Gateway to the weekend. Always fun there.
Press the red button.
Train Finder Craig. There we go. Welcome to the stream. Aaron Van. Hey. Good evening. Welcome to the stream. Slagcat Slagcat Chesapeake and Ohio Railroad. Welcome. A lot of good returning friends here. Thanks for coming and joining us on the stream. Let's see here. Yeah, you got it, James. We got just a very something that's very royal. Hey, thanks, Ours Trains, for the Eagle Project. Hope that does help us to the finish line. In fact, if anybody wants to donate for George's Eagle Project, don't do the super chat. It's all right if you do the super chat, but we've got a direct link down below that's going to be able to bring you right to the spot that's going to put it right into account that's going to be directly donated to the project through the Prairie State Railroad. So, yeah, love that and appreciate that, don't you, George?
Yes. Thank you so much.
You got it. 1-800 Clyde's in the house. Texas Special Jacks here. Good to see you. Lambo's in the house. Good to see you. Thanks again, Ours Trains. Appreciate that super chat for the project. That's very nice. Grandpa's saying that there's a charge for time on the 844.
What's 844?
I don't know what 844 is either, George.
Well,
Don't know. Let's see here. Yep, there we go. There's the Prairie State Railroad, and let me get the link up on the that's the actual link right there that we got for giving a donation. So hit out that donation. That would be very, very,
very, very helpful.
You got it. See, Ken Suter's here. I've totally lost who I've got. George is moving around all over the place and doing some trains. He's usually helping me out with this stuff. We got Devon McKenzie here. Good to see you, Devon. Ken Suter, like I said. Robert Edwards here. Good to see you guys. Good to see you. All right, my mom's also watching. Don't want to forget about my mom. Grandma Nita's here. She's the one that's responsible for all this wonderful backdrop painting that we got over here. All right. So the question is, isn't Yorkville off the Mendota subdivision? I'm not sure. I know that it's on the BNSF line that goes through Mendota. So so I don't know if that's the subdivision or how that how that cordons off in railroad speak. But yeah, it is on that same line that goes the racetrack, everything. They come flying through the Yorkville here. Sometimes, what do they? I think 69 is the speed limit through here. But the Southwest Chief comes through here. I think that's the one that the Southwest Chief.
Texas Eagle, right?
I don't think maybe the Texas Eagle comes through here. I think that one does. But we also get all kinds of hot shot. They're not hot shot. They're X trains, aren't they called the X trains that come through Yorkville here? But that's through the BNSF line, and we've got Illinois RailNet that goes right through the middle of town.
Yeah, right. Illinois RailNet's pretty cool. I like the Illinois RailNet because everything they have is leased. So we get. Well, I saw a CP unit go through downtown Yorkville today.
I know we get all kinds of stuff through here.
We got a Norfolk and Southern Heritage unit not too long ago.
All right. So yeah, we got a whistle there. George is working on getting the train back on the track over there. So let me see if I can get your whistle since I'm doing this. There we go. Whistle, everybody. Great Railroad Productions. Good to have you here. Mama Yaya, Gloria Placencia's here. Good to see you. James, we got James Trains a while ago. Allegheny, Shenago Railroad. Welcome to the stream. Aaron Van, welcome to the stream. Thanks for coming in. All right. All right. So yeah, all right, there we go. We've got Southwest Chief and California Service comes through Yorkville here. Yep, we're running Big Boy and FEF tonight. That's what we've got here. So yeah, it's in Aurora. There's the Aurora subdivision that branches off right towards Big Rock, Savannah, and Rochelle, while the Mendota division branches off left towards Plano, Galesburg. So then we are Mendota subdivision through Yorkville here. That's where we're at. Hey, Conrail Nuts. Sorry you can't make the show, but hey, if you want, please give a donation to George's Eagle Project. We'll put up that post one more time. We'll put that up. That's a fundraiser for there, so maybe you can help support GFW Trains with giving a donation. So, okay, I'm getting corrected here. It's actually 79 miles per hour for the Mendota subdivision for Amtrak, and for freight trains, it's 60 miles per hour. I'm telling you, though, those Amtrak trains come booking through here. One time I represented, actually I didn't represent them, but a guy came through to my office, and his son had gotten hit by one of those trains. And they said he was with another guy, and he said that they were coming so fast that they couldn't even hear the train come through there. All right, UP 1995 rail fan.
Well, hello.
Dwayne's Fork and Spoon Railroad.
That's a pretty sweet name.
I agree. Used to be in Aurora all the time, packing up Cat's right there by. That's a nice spot right over there to do some train spotting, some train watching over there. We do live close to the Aurora subdivision. We live kind of close to where it splits off. It's probably, I would say, about 5 miles away from our house, so we can get both of them. Actually, the one goes right by the Prairie State Railroad, which is where George is doing his Eagle Project at, and the other one is right through. So the Mendota and what'd you say, the Aurora subdivision? The Aurora subdivision goes right next to Big Rock, but we're right there by both of those. So yeah. Rockville fan Kimball's here says, howdy, there were 2 derailments on the Norfolk Southern Pocahontas Division, just 17 days apart, one international strain and a mixed by jumping frog on points. Well, they get a lot of railroad derailments in the winter, don't they?
Yeah, it's all because of the frogs and the points freeze.
Okay, so what do they got to do with that, George?
They set them on fire. I'm serious. They set them on fire.
How'd they do that?
I think they run like gas lines under the switches, and they just set have it on. The Metro does it all the time. Every winter, it always is a big deal around Chicago news and stuff like that. You see it all the time, but it's like really something that happens every day. Every winter, when it gets cold enough, like below freezing, Metro, their yard by Union Station, every single switch there, they have these little strips of propane. It's like a stove. You think of it as like a stove. They go into the switch, right?
Mm-hmm.
They turn the propane on, light it on fire, and it just stays like that. And it just keeps the points from freezing. So, but every year you'll see it on the news all the time. They'll be like, "Oh, Metro sets track on fire to keep it from blowing up." And if you look at, I mean, it's pretty popular for Metro, but they light the switches on fire to keep it from freezing.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, isn't it?
That's crazy. All right, so you got a new train running over here, George?
Yeah. The Challenger run better than the P40. It was just giving me problems. So.
All right, well, come over here. I'm gonna put you in the captain's seat. I'm gonna go up and fix me some iced tea.
Okay.
There we go. Rocket Man Bill says, sorry, here was looking at the Prairie State Railroad Club webpage. Lots of good info there.
Oh.
We'll throw that up one more time for George's Eagle Project. If you don't catch it on the stream here, it's also there's a link in the description below. So there you go, George.
Thanks. But yeah, the fire switchers look really cool. Yeah, they always are really they're always really cool. I think they look pretty sweet, to be honest. But yeah, I always think they look really cool. The first time I saw it, I was like freaked out. Fire, fire, fire. That's right. That's cool. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Rocket Man Bilko. My favorite railway station is Chicago's Union Station or London's King Cross. Yeah, Union Station in Chicago is pretty cool. Can you make your station project at Prairie State Railroad look like King Cross? Unfortunately, I cannot. I'm going to make it the way it is right now because it's going to cost me a lot. It's cost me a lot already to make it the way it is, so I got to just keep it the way it is to minimize costs. Bloomington normal line is 91 miles an hour, George. Okay. Chicago Railroad videos photography productions. I was 8 years old and I first saw it then, thinking that my train will be set ablaze and killing passengers, the conductor and the engineer. But I was actually lucky. Oh. The first one had NPR 8 nickel plate. Oh shoot, it did it. Dang, that sucks. GFW trains, will you guys be modeling the fire switches look? I don't think that's ever something I've thought about. That'd be kind of cool. Huh. I don't think that would be something we could do, though, because a lot of our switches are wood ties. And if you think about it, right, the switches at Union Station, they all got concrete ties, so they can't burn. But these can. So if we model the concrete, then maybe, but it's not something we can just because I guess we could do something, but it wouldn't look right, I don't think. Hello, Bill. Oh, everybody's saying hi to Uncle Bill. James likes the idea about the modeling that. I don't know how you do that. It'd be pretty strange, to be honest. I don't know. I'll have to ask Pops when he gets back down here about that. Hey, Pops, Jerry just asked if we will be modeling the fire switch look.
What's the fire switch look?
Where they let our layouts in the winter, right?
Oh, I didn't even think about that. That's a good one.
But the only thing I think is that the only reason they can do that is because they're all the ties are concrete.
Okay.
Where everything here is modeled in wood.
Light it up.
Anyways, just saw the fire switch on the news here a few weeks ago. See, it's always on the news. They're always like, the fire switches are gonna burn down the city. We're gonna have another Chicago fire because of the metro.
The fire switch, huh?
Yes.
The great fire switch scandal.
Yorkville High School. I don't know why I said that. I thought the news and I thought of Yorkville High School. Check out the latest video I posted, Craig. Sorry, my bad. Hello. Oh. Hello, Train Finder Craig. Don't think we got him. George, most of the switches now have natural gas furnace, then using forced air to keep the switch points warm. Oh, there you go. You can burn the railroad down. Yes, we can. See, the problem with our layout is probably about 98% of it is wood.
Right.
Now you guys got a TTG Challenger. Now there's a locomotive on it. Wait, now there's a locomotive on it.
UP.
Oh, yeah, we got two of them. One right there. That one's weathered. That was pretty sweet. And then we got the Greyhound one. Yeah. Two-tone gray. Okay, yeah. That was a cool one. We got that one at DuPage. What are your thoughts on that one?
Yeah, I like that one. I think if there's one on the list of trains that we're going to sell, it's that one, I think.
Really?
Yeah. I like that. I like it a lot, but it was a little bit more than, I mean, I got a fair deal on it, I think, but I think if I were to switch it up for another train, that would be the one that I would switch up.
Yeah.
Or trade. I've got a friend of mine that's got an engine I want, and I'm thinking about offering that one up for trade for
him. Interesting. That was a pretty sweet engine, though. But I've never really been a fan of the Greyhound. I like my steam engines black.
Yeah, I like the Greyhound. I like the elephant ears on the Greyhound. I think it's a neat look. I actually really, really like the look of that engine.
It's a sleek looking engine. I don't know. All the UP engines I've ever seen are black, so that's my philosophy right there.
Right.
I do get the 844 one though, because that was kind of a fairly recent. Here, you want to take over?
Nope.
I guess I'm not doing a good job.
You're doing a great job. Keep it up.
Yeah. So basically, yeah. But I've never really. I don't know. I like them, but they're not. I don't know. I like my, the black one. I get the Greyhound Challenger just because it was a real thing. The Greyhound Big Boy, no way, Jose.
Yeah.
A big boy with elephant ears, no way, Jose. That just does not look right, in my opinion.
You're going way too far up. Just scroll down there and keep going at the Rose Jewels Railroad. How's it going, eh?
Oh, shoot. Oh, here. Hi. There you go.
So we got a lot of people just rolling through the door, a lot of new people. George, why don't you talk about your Eagle Scout service project? If you're interested in donating to George's Eagle Scout project, there's a link that Boxcar Jerry just put up, or there's a link in the description below. So George is working on his Eagle Scout rank. George?
So for my Eagle Scout project, or for those of you who don't know, to earn your Eagle Scout rank, you need to do a community service project. And so for my community service project, I'm doing a 7.5 gauge, or I'm building a train station at the 7.5 gauge railroad. It's a pavilion style train station. It's a 12 by 24 train station. And one of the things I need to do to fund the train station, it's going to cost a lot of money. One of the things I'm doing to fund the train station is, or fundraising for the train station. One of the fundraisers I'm doing is I'm hosting a model train show at the Yorkville American Legion, April 24th from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. It's on a Sunday. So if you guys are in the area and you would like to come out, please consider coming. It's going to be a fun time. We're going to have 4 layouts there. One of them, 2 of them are TCA members, Charlie Tusek and another TCA member. And then we'll have the modular layout there, the Train Collectors Association's modular layout, which will be put in a pretty cool layout. Then we have the Valley Mile Railroad Club, which is really cool. They're an HO scale club out of South Elgin, and they let you run the trains the entire time. They set up and you run the trains, which is really cool, and it teaches you how to operate the.
They actually have a block system on the layout, don't they?
Yeah, so basically it teaches you how to run a train like a real railroad. They have a dispatch, and you do all of that. Yeah, so then we are having a guy by the name of Jim Myers and Denny from Denny's Trains and Things, and out of Oswego. They'll be putting up a pretty cool train layout as well. So it'll be pretty sweet. So if you guys are in the area, please come out. It's April 24th, or put it on your calendar, April 24th. We'll be having a fun time there. Another thing we'll be doing, should I talk about the open house too?
Yeah, absolutely.
So I'll be having an open house at the Prairie State Railroad Club to kind of show everybody. It's going to be a community open house to show everybody what the service project's about and kind of what I need to, or not, I guess what it's about, and gonna give them rides all day on the train. It's gonna be pretty fun.
Lots of fun out there at the Prairie State Railroad, giving rides on quarter scale, or not quarter scale, 7.5 gauge ride-on trains. So get a chance to do that. Steam engines, diesel engines, electric engines. Woo! Good stuff, huh?
Yeah. It will be really fun.
But I'm really excited for that train show. And hey, everybody, if you're interested in donating, please, it's for a great cause. There's a link in the description below. George would appreciate any donation from everybody out there doing this.
A train does not go hungry in the GFW Trains Worldwide Studio.
We got Sally Struthers over here. Look at that. Sally Struthers. He's the train Sally Struthers. He's giving trains good homes.
For every donation. For every $100, the GFW Trains Worldwide Studios.
We've got at the train show. So at the train show, we're actually going to have a garage sale. It's not going to be something where we have a vendor selling trains, but we do have a lot of donated trains that we're trying to find good new homes for.
But yeah, so I mean, we got a lot of cool donations, and we actually did kind of a would you say prep garage or prep? I don't know. Mm-hmm. We went and sold some stuff at the TCA's. The Midwest Division train meet, and we did pretty well.
Right. So write that on your calendar, April 24th, from 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock in the morning to 4 o'clock in the evening. It's going to be a lot of fun at the Yorkville American Legion. I can get that address up here. That's the train show. Good times. And by the way, if you're just rolling through the door, please do GFW Trains a solid on smashing that like button. That helps us get the GFW Trains channel out there in the algorithm. The algorithm will love us a little bit more if you smash that like button, and it pushes it out for all of the people that might have forgot or might not have ever seen Fast Friday here. So good times. George, we were even thinking about maybe bringing back the train races for Train Fest, or GFW Train Fest, weren't we?
Yes, we were. Still in the pride.
But I don't want to make George cry in front of big crowds or anything like that.
Yeah. We'll see about that.
So LJL is asking a question, George. You know of anybody with British locomotives?
No.
Actually, that Invicta's a British one. I guess,
yeah. There's one that comes, but other than that, everybody's got American steam locomotives.
So it's a little Invicta. There's a guy in the club that's got a Invicta steam engine that he brings out and rides. I think that's a British one, if I'm not mistaken, but not British in the sense that you really like there, LJL.
It might be B&O.
It might be.
I don't know. But yeah, most of the stuff that all those guys have is pretty much American, like from coming from like probably what the 30s to like the 80s. Would you say?
Yeah.
I guess yeah. We don't really have too many like modern. The thing with 7.5 gauge railroading is it. A lot of the
What's that one that Skip got? Isn't that a relatively new one, or the one that Blake?
not really.
The
That's
one
like
that Blake drives.
that's like what 70s,
I guess so. DD40.
60s, 70s.
There's some guy that's got a DD40. Maybe
That's
we
even
can talk.
but that's 60s.
Right. Maybe we can talk him into coming out and driving that. The DD. That would be a cool one to drive
yeah, that would
around
be
to
really
get on the
cool.
railroad for the open house, wouldn't it?
Yes, that would be cool. But yeah, they might have fun on the turntable.
Yeah, I don't think that would make it out there.
Yeah.
To the turntable.
Yeah. So maybe we'll go out there and sit on the sidings for people to look at, but it probably won't run. It might run in a circle, but I don't know. Probably won't have enough time. Yeah. So it'd be pretty cool. But yeah, no. The thing with 7.5 gauge railroading is you rarely ever see anything from like what 2000 present. I think the most modern engine I've ever seen in 7.5 gauge railroading is what a -9 would you say?
Yeah.
Everything else, even the Prairie State Railroad Club, everything probably the most modern engine is from what the 60s, 70s. Our engine's from like the 50s.
Right. We got an oldie.
Yeah.
We got an oldie.
I'm talking about like the era the actual engine was modeled in. Everything, even our engine is pretty old.
Yeah. Yeah, like the actual engine.
I guess it's hard to explain, but yeah, the engine, or the engine, not like the model of the engine.
The SW9.
No, the SW, the
our engine's older than you.
2325.
Right.
That is pretty old.
Yes. Yeah.
So is the SW9. The SW9 is like from the 50s and stuff like that. So.
I remember seeing those a lot growing up. They used to come through Bartlett a lot. I miss seeing those on the coming through and doing some switch work. Oh, they're still around, huh?
Yeah. In fact, they found. I saw a an article on Facebook, where they found an SW1 in a barn. Oh, that's right. How? How do you forget about that? Well, and since it was kept inside, it was in perfect shape.
I bet he didn't forget about it. He just put it there, and he wasn't going to do anything with it. Kind of like my Mustang. I wasn't going to do anything with it, so it was just sitting there. I don't know what else to do with it, just other than let it sit there.
Yeah,
so that's probably what happened.
Yeah. I've seen a few Livestream Gevos. Yeah, but like it's not like the real thing where like everybody like you see all the time. Like probably the most modern era, or the most probably model era in 7.5 gauge is what, the 50s, 60s. But yeah. I forgot. Totally, I had a brain fart. Oh man. But Bill, do you know someone who does 5-inch gauge? Doesn't the Illinois as a lot of steamers do 5-inch gauge?
I don't know. I know that they've got a smaller gauge, but I don't know if it's 5-inch gauge.
I think they do.
The gauge is on that.
It's 5. Oh, shoot, I'm trying to think of how big that would be. I'm pretty sure they do have 5-inch gauge. Oh no, 4 3/4. Oh.
Just smash on the wheel a little bit. Get them. Or no, you got to go out a little bit for 5.
Yeah. Well, if he's got 5-inch, then we just smash it in.
Right.
Yeah, but what's the teeny weeny one? That's like 1 gauge, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't know. I think it is.
But yeah, I don't know of anybody that does 5-inch. If you're gonna model something, though, model something that everybody has. Don't model something that like I don't know, not everybody, but like a gauge. Like unless you're gonna like make a railroad that's 5-inch gauge, I suggest not doing it. Don't model 5-inch gauge. Model either do research and look at like what people have. I guess what clubs are around the area. But yeah, gauge or gauge, not my friend Gauge. Gauge. Well, yeah. Is there like a Is there like a difference in the word, like gauge, or like a pronunciation difference?
It's like saying I want to do something and I'm going to poke you in the eye.
Well, yeah, but like I guess the pronunciation.
Right.
I don't know.
Ginger Phoenix and Brendan, welcome to the stream. Got some. If you're new around here, I hope you enjoy yourself and smash that like button. Hit that subscribe button if you're a fan of the GFW Trains live stream or you want to get the notifications of the GFW's Trains live streams. George is yawning there. Everybody doing the George drinking game. Take a drink of iced tea. The George drinking game is that every time George yawns, you got to take a drink of iced tea. Every time George yawns, every time George says cab forward, that's the drinking game for tonight. So, grab yourself a nice, smooth, sweet glass of iced tea, ice cold iced tea. And let's see how many times you're going to get to take a drink via the George drinking game.
Yeah. Well, how would like a quarter of an inch isn't that big?
No,
like
it is
that
really
much.
small.
Yeah. Man. I think Canada does use 5-inch gauge. I don't know. If you want to model 5-inch gauge, get a passport, drive to Canada, go ahead. ILS has 3.5 gauge. Wow, that's pretty small. It's like itty bitty. Everybody who does live stream can agree it's pretty expensive. Yeah. Just to get like a car costs about as much as a Vision Line Challenger.
Wow.
If you think about it.
Yeah.
Like a cheap
it's about
base car.
If you're
like
getting a deal,
car.
if you're getting a deal, if you get a car for about $1,000.
Yeah.
I would say, but you get
it depends on the car. Like if you're getting a flat car, I think maybe about $800. Would you say? Like a base, like cheap, like
a cheap flat car, maybe.
Yeah.
I would say about $800, $1,000. That's used.
Yeah, no.
But most of them, I'd say, I see around $1,500.
We got really lucky with our cars.
We did.
But yeah, so and even like what? Probably a car average would probably go for what? $2-3 grand.
Yeah.
That's a Vision Line big boy.
Dang.
We have like what? 7 Vision Line big boys in the trailer right now.
Hey, we should have traded that one for a big boy.
Well, that was yeah.
Hey, Red River Rail fan, welcome to the stream. Glad to have you here. Smash that like button coming through the door. Appreciate that. Get him a whistle, George. Take a drink. Brennan's Trains, what's your favorite PS1 MTH locomotive, George?
Yellowstone, baby. Actually, I don't know what it is.
I'd say that Yellowstone. That's a good one. Or the what's the Great Northern, the Challenger? What's it?
Z6.
The Z6.
That's not PS1 though.
Okay.
That's PS.
PS no, according to George.
Oh, he said PS1.
Yeah. Okay. I thought it was PS1. That's
PS3.
PS3.
Yes.
There we go.
Yeah, probably the Yellowstone. That's something that nobody else made. Not even like Lionel. They've never made it.
See, I agree with Corey. A proper used flat car would be a great deal for $800 if it's scaled right. So yeah.
Yeah, it all depends on
like, get around $1,200.
If you get one for $800, you probably are getting it with crappy trucks. It's crappy trucks and couplers. That's the other thing. Trucks probably cost about $500 for the pair, and the coupler is about another $100. And then if you want to get you can get like a cheap aluminum car for what? Maybe you could get the body of it for about $400. And if you want to get like a wood nice paneled one, probably about $1,000. Not including trucks. That's the other thing. Trucks and couplers are like expensive.
Right. So Chicago Railroad Videos photography production. George is asking, what trains will you guys operate on April 24th from Scene to Diesel?
We personally will not be operating anything. You might bring some stuff to run.
Maybe. I think I'll be making sure that I get around and get everybody.
We'll be mostly hosting the show. So it just depends on what everybody brings. I don't know. To be honest, I don't know. Probably will be very similar to the show I'm assuming that people will bring very similar items to the show that the Midwest Division. I'm assuming the Midwest Division did.
Train Collectors Association.
The Train Collectors Association. The Midwest Division did Their modular layout. If you go to the video that they did at the One Line Church, I'm assuming it'll be very similar stuff to that. And then we also did a video on the Valley Mile Railroad Club. I'm assuming it'll be it'll probably be the same trains as in the video. But that's actually a really cool video. You can kind of give you an intel.
Pull that one up on
the YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
All right, but yeah, I don't really know what shoot, I totally lost what I was gonna say. Anyways, I don't really know what Denny and Jim or even Charlie were bringing, so it'll be kind of a surprise. But I know they got some really cool stuff, and so yeah.
They're all hype about the layout that they're Denny and Jim are bringing. That's one that they put up at Soldier Field for a Bears fundraiser out there, and it's going to be a pretty big one actually.
Yeah, it'll be really cool. I'm looking forward to seeing it. I was looking for the one or the Valley Mile Railroad Club's video. That was always a really their layout's pretty amazing. I always loved there, you just passed it. Up right there.
All right, we'll get this one.
Dang, Sammy's even there. Holy moly, dude! This is a good stuff. It's prepubescent George over here.
Right,
man. You think my voice is high now? Wait till you see this video. Holy moly! What is one locomotive you would like to see Lionel produce? Well, they did the Class A.
Genesis. That's what I want.
Yeah. Lionel, like, they just seem to be retooling everything now, or not retooling, but using the same tooling to everything they have nowadays. Like, I guess for the Vision Line Big Boy, all they had to do was put new electronics in the JLC one.
James Trains. All right, so I'm going to derail the conversation here. He came out with a synthwave trains on the Yes Railroad. I loved it. I give that one 2 thumbs up. You got to check out James Trains, synthwave GFW train or Yes Railroad. Speaking of James Trains, you want to bring him in?
Sure.
James, you ready to go? Let's bring this guy in.
We got to give him a heads up. He's got a.
All right, we'll give him a 2-minute warning. As soon as we see you pull up your
camera,
we'll get you going.
But yeah, I don't know. There he is. But yeah, I don't know. I'd like to see them. Oh, maybe a Royal Hudson too. That'd be pretty cool.
That would be a cool one by Lionel.
Not too early.
James,
what's
how
up?
you doing, buddy?
Tired, very tired.
Ooh, you get some sleep.
Yeah, maybe you should drink every time you see him yawn too.
All right, anybody who yawns on the stream, you gotta take a drink.
Deal
on that game, James?
I know the game. I've been doing it since day one.
There you go.
There you go.
Yeah. You'll be extra tipsy tonight. Go to sleep right away.
So James has got a really cool YouTube channel and is always popping up some really neat stuff. What you got on deck for stuff on your channel that you put up recently and that you are going to be putting up here? So there goes George. Time to drink, everybody.
I need a drink. I'll be right back.
Oh, he's going to get himself a nice, tasty beverage. So I'm hoping that we'll have a little bit of time where I can have James give us a tour of his layout. Wouldn't that be fun?
Yeah, it'd be really cool. I know he's got a really cool layout. And it's pretty neat layout. But yeah. There he goes. He's back.
I got this tiny shot glass. I already drank it all.
But yeah. So what's new in the James Train world?
All right. So you said videos that I've released and videos that are coming up. Well, there hasn't really been much lately except for that one video I already mentioned. And one to come out, not much other than what probably a showcase of what we're about to showcase now.
Cool.
So,
But
yeah.
this has been a long time in the making.
6 months.
So, do you want to talk a little bit about that now, or you want to talk about the odyssey of getting that, or you want to show it and then talk about it?
We'll show it, then talk about it.
All right. So, without any further ado, James, why don't you show off this new masterpiece that you've helped Frankenstein create there?
Frankenstein.
Frankenstein.
All right. Well, we're gonna pull up the phone cam.
Ooh, nice. All right. While you're doing
Give me a
that,
second here.
this is a pretty sweet model, isn't it? I know it's one that we talk about quite often. We don't have this one, so it's pretty neat.
Yes,
Jay,
for sure.
Yeah. But yeah. Let's see.
You doing like a magic trick down there?
Yeah. All right. And all right.
All right. Well, let's see here. Got the mobile cam. We'll bring the mobile cam up. James, make sure you move slow on that mobile cam because it gets kind of grainy when you move fast.
All right, we'll take it extra slow.
Hold on, it's here. Let me hold on before you do anything. I'm going to arrange this so that you can.
I like the Power Derby car.
Yeah. It's supposed to represent the.
I know.
DeLorean.
Yeah, that's really cool.
And we've got an army duck as well.
Oh
and
wow.
There's another one, and then there's also this one. It's a trophy.
Oh, that's
Don't
cool.
mind this. Don't mind this. So, wow.
I like that. I like the statue, like the Pinewood Derby car
Yeah,
statue. That's an inspiration, man.
That reminds me of the Bill and or the thing in not Bill and Ted, but Wayne's World.
Yeah, right.
They used to have Aurora.
Hold on, this thing's being loud. All right, shut that off.
Look,
So,
you know what I'm talking about, right?
do we just want to jump right into it, or?
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, you know what? No. Why don't you give everybody a tour of your railroad first? I think that some of the people have seen your stuff and some of the people haven't. So you've got a really neat train out there. Everybody, there's another drink. You on for George?
Oh, there you go.
All right, so let's just start at the yard here. So it's just like basically a floating shelf with right now we're storing a log train and a tank train. We've got a burnt out engine house from Menards. And since it is Menards, they got to have the shepherd.
Nice.
That shed actually does have lights in it. Very bright. Let me see if I can. There we go. Can't really see them now because the lights are on, but there they are.
Is the shed also Menards?
No, the shed. I don't know what it is. I found it at some old hobby shop. But every building here has lights except for that one house way down there. So yeah, we've got a very nice bridge here. Well,
That's cool, and that connects the layout with the yard,
yeah,
huh?
Yeah. I kind of wanted to just get rid of the bridge, but I think the bridge looks really cool.
I like the bridge, James. What do you think, George?
Yeah, I think it looks cool too.
And then we have, I don't know, a weird scene with the station.
Nice.
And for now, let's just call this scaled down. Scaled down. I'll give you a sneak peek. There's the tender. All right.
That's what's going to have the big reveal after we see the layout here.
So then we've got all these buildings here from MTH.
Those are all MTH. Another drink, everybody.
So I got that switch house, these 4 buildings, try to hide it there. There's 2 houses, this station, and that church, along with a bunch of track, a power supply, this Santa Fe 280, and 5 cars, all for $100.
Whoa!
It was an absolute steal.
That's a deal of the century. Where'd you get that at?
Some guy who had a bunch of trains. His kids grew up, didn't use it anymore, so I bought them.
Like at a train show, or was it in the paper, or where'd you buy it?
A friend of a friend of a friend.
Whoa, that's a pretty long line right there.
Yeah. So we've got a crossover here and a crossover there. We've got a reverse loop that runs through here. And then basically it's just a double track main line all the way around.
So you're modeling in real tracks. How come you model in real? Not in a negative way. What was it that brought you to model with the real tracks, James?
Okay, so the thing about it was that at the time it was the bankrupt railroad. I couldn't really afford scale tracks. And at the same time, I kind of liked pre-laid ballast. But I wanted to line up fast track, but then I thought about it. Well, they're not that good sometimes. And we wanted to have large curves on the outside, but we couldn't fit 054 in this space. So we had to go with 042, and MTH had them. That's pretty much how it went.
And have you just been picking up a little bit over time?
Yeah. This is pretty much going to stay like this for a while. There's probably never going to be much change. But
Never say never, dude.
Never say never. Hey, what about an upper loop?
Yeah.
I used to have one on an old layout that was like over here, but I built the upper loop too early, and it was hard to work. I was just like, eh. And then I bought that SD90 Mac, this Lionel one here, and it wouldn't fit through the tunnels, so that's when I ripped up that layout, and we made this thing.
All right, you got to be able to drive an SD90 Mac. That's
Yeah.
So are you a steam engine guy or a diesel guy?
Well, I tried to even it out at first. We had the nickel plate consolidation here. And then we had the Mac.
Yeah.
And then we had the Challenger.
You got to slow down a little bit. Oh yeah, the Challenger. That's a nice one.
I'll try to slow down more. And then I got this MTH BNSF fake bonnet.
Is that PS1?
No, this is PS2.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Beautiful.
It's very old.
Bring that over next time.
Well, it doesn't really run the greatest.
Oh, it doesn't?
Maybe it'll run different on.
Yeah, maybe I'll run different. Yeah.
Well, it's kind of same story with that, but we'll get to that. But
oh, I love me and my Atlantics.
Yeah, you already saw it. And so we had that, so I was like, oh, we already got this. Why not get another steam engine? Picked up the big boy. And then there was no diesels that really came to my mind, so I just went straight for this Atlantic. Now, the thing with this Atlantic is, I'm pretty sure I've said this before, but this thing has been upgraded to 4 chuffs per revolution and cruise control.
Oh, cool.
Which may sound cool, but the cruise control is a very old aftermarket one called EOB, Engineer on Board, and I talked with Sid about this. EOB, yes. So basically, if you get by the name Engineer on Board, that means there's always like basically high momentum on it. So so not only that, it's an Atlantic. There's not many pickups on it, so it doesn't run the smoothest on the layout. But maybe we'll bring it over one day to see if it runs better on your place.
See all our Atlantics on here. We got the old classic TMCC, no cruise or no anything. So
yeah,
they like to go fast. They stretch their legs on our layout.
Ricky Bobby.
Yep.
So that's why well, both times I went to your house, I brought this 280 because it's a very nice runner.
Can't argue with that.
And then,
hey James, apples and oranges says nice collection.
I see. Apples and oranges. So, about 6 months later, I decided I wanted another engine, because why not? The Atlantic is nice, but I was a wee bit disappointed with the EOB.
The EOB.
EOB! And I went searching for nice engines, and this is where we get into that thing. So, I think we should just get right into it.
Does it
Let's
have
get in.
EOB?
You know, it does not have EOB. This was professionally installed.
So
Oh.
we I have the distinction of being the channel that introduces to the world James Train's newest well, it's not his newest acquisition, but his newest upgrade and Frankenstein creation. So let's see what you got here, big guy.
Well, we'll get to that in like a minute or so, but we're gonna give it a slight
all right.
we're gonna give it a slight sneak peek and then explain it a little more. So,
All right.
all right. So you guys have seen it before the upgrade, right?
Yes.
I ran it for a short time, and it ran decent.
You ran it over here. Yeah.
Old MTH Loco sound. Loco sound. But yeah. It was pretty nice, but I wanted better.
No, you see, I think it would have ran better if you brought it over with the tinfoil car.
The tinfoil car, yes.
For those of you who don't know, James came over one time, and he brought this like old 027 box car, and on the box the box car was covered in tinfoil. Oh yeah, he's pulling it out. Oh
yeah, but I took the tinfoil off.
But he put the tinfoil on the box car and he's running around. But yeah, that's kind of the story.
Story. Oh yeah, news. Those 2 Santa Fe heavyweights are still for sale. Anyone wants them, contact me. Shameless plug. So yeah, I mean, I bought it. It was a really nice engine. The guy said it was PS2, but it wasn't PS2, so I was disappointed. Decided to upgrade it. It took about 6 months to upgrade it. Jeez, I'm talking fast.
Where'd you get it? You might have said that, but I was looking down.
I got it off some guy from eBay.
Okay.
Where else?
Right.
It caught my eye because I really liked them, and I would have got a 261. I love 261, but they're pretty rare. Not gonna lie. I was chasing 3 within the past 3 years and came this close. Well,
that close.
Geez, it just started up. It just started up.
Lay it on me, man.
Yeah, but we should just get to that. So, without any further ado,
tell me about the whistle.
So, well, we'll get to that, but I introduce you all to Royal Hudson 2.0.
Ooh, looks good, my friend. Looks good. Sounds good. Yeah.
All right, so
it doesn't have EOB.
No EOB. This is proper ERR.
Yeah, no EOB.
So it's possible that I may have showed them before, so it's possible people may have seen pictures of this thing before the upgrade, and I didn't really do many videos of it because it was Loco Sound. I was kind of embarrassed that I got fooled, but yeah. As far as visuals go, the only thing that's changed is white walls.
Ooh.
The real thing has no. The real engine has white walls, but this thing came with black walls on the pilot truck and chrome wall drivers, which looks cool. But the real thing has white walls, and ever since I've got it back, I'm not gonna lie, it's looked a lot more like the real thing with those white walls.
Yeah.
Even this thing is a Rail King model, and it's probably one of the most to-scale Rail King models, and it's not a Rail King Imperial, but when I say that, I mean it's only about an inch shorter than a scale one, so it's pretty cool. Yeah. I don't care. It's amazing.
That's pretty sweet.
Yeah.
It doesn't have EOB.
No EOB. This is ERR.
So
yeah, that's cool. I heard about that.
got the white walls on the visuals. What else you got changed in there?
So under the hood, you might hear it now. It is Team
Under
CC
the hood.
controlled with an ERR cruise control.
OYOB.
A new headlight, a flickering firebox, and a reverse light, all equipped. And the sound set might sound familiar if you know older Lionel engines. This is from the 1996 Lionel 777 Commodore Vanderbilt. Why? Because it is the only time Lionel had ever used a soundboard that was actually recorded from the real 2860, which I thought was really cool.
Oh,
And
really?
they also used it another time, but fun fact, if anyone didn't know, 2860 has two whistles. There's one on this side here. It's kind of hard to see. It's the Excursion 6-chime whistle that was added in 1974. And then the original Air 5-chime whistle that's like right here in the smokestack. That, what he says, it's a CPR 5-chime on half air and half steam. And then the second whistle is a Robert Swanson 6-chime. And I love both the whistles, and I had the choice between the 5-chime and the 6-chime. I love them both, but the 6-chime just screams power to me, so I went with that. Because they did use a soundboard with the 5-chime. The what was it, the 96 Boston and Maine or Boston Albany Hudson number 618, I think it was. It used the 5-chime and the actual bell sound from it, but the bell sound on this model is just a lowered pitch of the actual bell, so it wasn't that big of a deal. But either way, I really like it.
So how did you find all the electronics to put in there? I mean, how did you cherry pick all that to make that such a special model?
So I called up Sid from Sid's Trains and asked him if he would do the job, and he said yes. I would have sent it to somebody I know personally and lives a lot closer to me, but the main reason why I sent it to Sid was because I knew he had the correct soundboard, and it would be pretty hard to get the soundboard from the 777 Commodore Vanderbilt without having a 777 Commodore Vanderbilt. And I knew that Sid had an old one, and he said he was willing to put it in there. So that's why I sent it to him and not my guy.
Very cool. Very cool.
So what are you thinking in this moment, Wally?
I'm loving it. I think that's a great looking model. It sounds great. Good stuff, James. Man, bringing back some good memories from riding that train when I was growing up.
Yeah. So this is, if I'm correct, do you remember what year you rode on it?
Probably, I want to say about 1991 or 1992.
All right. So in that era, it was still in this paint scheme. It had gone through like four variations under ownership of BC Rail, and then it's still in one of the variations to this day, owned by the province of British Columbia.
If I remember correctly, the tender said British Columbia on the tender.
It might have. I'm pretty sure they switched over to that in 92, so you probably saw it in 92, because 91 was the last year that they had the crest on it.
And then it was a crest the first time I saw it, because I've seen it a couple of times.
You saw it multiple times.
Yeah, I ran back.
Oh, that's awesome. So yeah, you probably saw the crest and British Columbia, but either way, it always has had a front signboard that says British Columbia on the front. It's kind of dark here. I don't have a flashlight, damn it. But yeah, there's a signboard that says British Columbia on it. There's also a 3D crest on the front here. I'm pretty sure this was on it pretty much every year up until the last few. But you would have seen this crest either way.
Yeah.
And then another variation that they went through it used to just be British Columbia on the front, but then they later added British Columbia, and then the second one that said Canada on the front. They flipped back and forth between that, and eventually removed both crests, put British Columbia on the tender, and put the Canada signboard back on front. And yeah.
So at the end they put the crest on it, or when I say when the end of when it was doing excursions, they had the crest back on the tender?
No, so it ran on BC Rail from 1974 to I think 2001, and this is like when they first started running it, when it met up with 4449 in 1977. It had the front crest up here, the one signboard, and the crest on the tender. And then in the 80s, they added the second signboard, and that was it. The 90s, they added ditch lights because Canadian regulations. Midway through, they swapped over to no crest on the tender, and then midway through again, they switched over to 0 crests, and that's what it stands still to this day. And then it was operated by the West Coast Railway Association from 2006 to 2011, still holding the British Columbia on the tender and British Columbia, Canada on the front. No.
That is a sharp looking engine.
Yeah. So I'm just rambling at this point, but
it's good stuff. I love this.
Yeah.
Not rambling at all.
The reasons for the crests were because the original Royal Hudson, Canadian Pacific 2850, was painted up in blue for some reason. I don't know why, but it was cool. But it had a 3D crest like this on the tender, in that same position actually, and one on the front, and a signboard that said Canadian Pacific. And so they wanted to make it look like that, but they didn't want to make it blue, so they just decided to a crest on the front instead of Canadian Pacific, British Columbia.
There you go. That is a pretty sweet looking engine, James.
Thank you. So I think we might as well just run it more.
Yeah, let's hear that thing.
Uh-oh.
Don't worry. I know what the issue is. So, this model being an old MTH model, well, you know how TMCC works? The handrails are normally antenna for steam engines.
Yeah.
So that's because Lionel insulates the handrails from the boiler, and that actually as the antenna. The only piece on the boiler that was insulated from the actual boiler itself was the dynamo, and it's just this little tiny piece of metal, and it's the only thing that is insulated. So it's the only antenna that would work. So it lost connection for a second there. So, but other than that, it's perfect. Well, perfect is loose.
While he's driving around here, I'd like to remind everybody, please choose GFW Trains of Fast Friday here, or Friends Friday, since we got James on. Solid, and smash that like button. Certainly appreciate that. And if you haven't already and aren't a subscriber to GFW Trains, we'd certainly appreciate a sub. Now, did Sid have a soundboard because he upgraded something or something happened with the 777?
Yeah, well, that blowdown. Yeah, the soundboard is from the 1996 Lionel 777 Commodore Vanderbilt. Why it's called the 777, I have no clue.
But didn't he upgrade one and take out that soundboard, or what? How did that?
The soundboard is the only thing from the Commodore Vanderbilt. Everything else is newer TMCC stuff.
But I guess where did he get the soundboard? Like why did he have the soundboard?
Well, Sid had the soundboard because he had an extra Commodore Vanderbilt that he had just lying around, so he used it for this engine.
Pretty sweet.
Mm-hmm. Oh, shoot.
Oh, no.
I just rammed the 280.
That's not good.
Ooh, wish we had that one on camera. We like to have crashes on camera.
Right.
It did not like that. We're gonna have to call up the editor to cut that out, please.
Yeah, we'll get that cut out.
GFW Train's amazing tech support can help you out with the GIF.
Yeah, we've got a great tech support.
Yeah, that's true. They also ran 3716 as a backup locomotive, and then eventually just a running mate and double header engine for the 2860.
Did what's the one at Steamtown that looks like that?
Do you mean the 444 Jubilee 2929?
Yeah.
Yeah, that thing. So it's basically the baby Royal Hudson. Then the Royal Hudson's big brother would be the H1C streamlined. No, not the H1C. The H1C is a Royal Hudson. Whatever the Selkirks were, the streamlined Selkirks are basically Royal Hudsons, but 210-4s.
Oh, okay.
And I'm with Brendan. Brendan was saying, I wonder if the 2860 will ever return. I hope so.
We can only hope. They have a restoration and it's about half done, but COVID has stopped it, sadly.
What was the restoration?
It was the restoration of the 2860. So it ran for over 25 years on BC Rail. So a lot of wear and tear. The main repair that they did in 2006 was the boiler work, but over the years, a lot of wear and tear on the drivers and other things have gone through. So it was they basically had to do a full rebuild, and it's about half done. So, and whenever they start up, it eventually will come back.
Yeah. Yep.
Only one can hope.
That's right.
What is that? The boilers need to be redone, or what is it?
It's always the boiler. You could always count on the
10-year rebuild,
What?
or the 1578
billion rebuild.
The 1472. Well, because they're in Canada, 1472 doesn't really exist.
Oh! She sent that thing to China. I bet you they don't have anything over there.
Well, they still do have a rebuild date, but I don't think it's the 1472. But
It's the 1470 billion rebuild date.
When in 2006, when it returned in 2006, the only work that was done to it was boiler work. But now, and after near 30 years of straight running, extended driver and running gear work is needed. Basically, like I said, a full rebuild of the engine. It's about halfway done, but they halted the restoration / rebuild at the beginning of COVID, and then pieced it all together as fast as they could to put it back on display, and which is nice. It's in a nice heated indoor roundhouse, looks beautiful. Yeah.
James, let's see. You said that you got a new headlight put in. Why'd you put a new headlight and reverse light in?
So the engine didn't come with a reverse light, so I wanted a reverse light, and the headlight Sid just offered to do it for free.
Okay.
And there is a firebox glow that he added in.
Do you plan on getting passenger cars for it?
Yeah, eventually, but there's not many real Canadian Pacific cars I can get other than, I guess I could eventually. I was planning on repainting a few Pennsylvania cars to match it because the paint's pretty much the same, but yeah, there's the firebox.
So I think Lehigh River Subdivision just coming in. Hello, Lehigh River Subdivision. Was wondering if that's the same engine at Steamtown in Scranton, but it's this is the one that was in Vancouver, British Columbia, in Canada.
Yeah. So the one at Steamtown, like I said earlier, is a 444 Jubilee number 2929. Like I like to call it, the baby Royal Hudson.
Williams coaches. Oh yeah, like some.
I was thinking some Williams, but the color seems a bit off from the MTH colors.
Well, if you get the stream or the speedliners, like the old the copy of the Lionel CP ones, you know which ones I'm talking about?
Yeah.
I think that would look pretty sharp behind that.
Yeah, I
I
don't
think
remember
so.
what the cars were like on the excursion train that I ran. I
So they
But
were lightweight cars. I guess the only example I have here is this old Amtrak car. They would pretty much be like this, but XCP ones and all painted up for BC Rail.
But if you get some old like speedliners, I think that would look pretty sharp, like 15-inch speedliners.
Yeah.
They don't even have to be like CP; they just be Lionel lines.
Yeah.
I don't know. What do you think?
I agree. Yeah.
Yeah. There's the signboard, British Columbia, and I can see it.
Yeah, nice.
So, yeah. There's actually 4 Royal Hudsons still around, and each one pretty much has some sort of significance behind them, which is quite interesting. I guess we'll start off with 2860, the most famous, the beloved, referred to as Royal Hudson 2860 or the British Columbia Royal Hudson. Either one works, but those are the most popular names for it. Very cool engine. Then I guess we'll go from most popular to least popular. 2839, an H1C. I should make this clear. 2860 is an H1E class, but there was also the H1Cs and the H1Ds. Everything before the H1C was unstreamlined and wasn't given the name Royal Hudson. But yeah, there's 2839, which ran for the Southern Railway from I think 79 to 81. So, which was pretty cool. Often referred to as the American Royal Hudson, or as the Southern crews called it, the beer can.
The beer can.
It looks like a beer can.
Yeah, I agree. What number was that one? What?
2839.
All right.
The beer
And
can.
then
Where's the beer can now?
it's at some collection in California. So it's still in America.
Yeah, but it probably will never run again unless they move it.
Probably not, because we'll get to that.
California.
They banned coal. It's only oil steam engines. Which brings me up to another point. The H1Cs and the H1Ds were all coal burners, but the last 5 of the Royal Hudsons, the H1Es, were all oil burners, or referred to as Western Hudsons, because they ran west of the mountains or in the mountains.
Whoa.
But
Cool.
then we get to 2850, an H1D, which is referred to as the Royal Hudson, the one that actually pulled the royal family across Canada. And the story of why they're called Royal Hudsons, if they don't know, is that I think it was the father of whoever was a real railroad nut. And when they came over to Canada / America, 2850 pulled them from coast to coast. No, and he spent a lot of time in the cab, and the engine never broke down, never hesitated, nothing. And so they loved its reliability and the look of it. I mean, who doesn't love this look? So they were like, "Yo, you should call this the Royal Hudson." And
You are now the Royal Hudson.
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 I would like to be called the Royal Hudson, James. Maybe I can have the queen over. We can have some beer, and she can call me the Royal Hudson.
Oh, like you know, in Cars 2 when they night or Tow Mater, she got the little antenna that comes up.
Yeah. So yeah, from that point on, they were all called Royal Hudsons, and they were all fitted with these crowns on the signboards here, which were pretty cool.
And what was it? Every one of the Hudsons that look like that one? Or
Yeah, every one of these streamlined Hudsons, the H1Cs, the H1Ds, and the H1Es. Which brings me up to another point. CPR 2816, also known as the Empress, is Canadian Pacific's own steam engine, is I think an H1B, and it is unstreamlined, so it is not a Royal Hudson. And It may sound weird,
Oh.
but it kind of makes me mad when people call it a Royal Hudson when it's not.
That's right. Darn it.
Yeah.
And the ponies.
And then the last Royal Hudson surviving is 2858, which is just known as the bland Royal Hudson because it never really did anything.
The bland one, but where's that one at?
It's still Royal Hudson. Some museum in Canada. I can locate all but 2858. 2860 is still at WCRA in Squamish, British Columbia. 2039 is in the Nethercutt Museum in California, and 2050 is at Expo Rail in I think Toronto or somewhere in Canada.
Somewhere up there.
Just look up Expo Rail and it'll come up.
Spell rail, baby.
So
See that whistle again. Is that the 6 chimer or the 5 chimer?
that's the 6 chime. I like both of them, but I prefer the 6 chime.
The niner. That's pretty.
Is that the
sweet.
one that
That's
you
true.
pull with the string in the cab?
Yes. That's a perfect example, actually. The 6 chime was actually added because the crews wanted to have a whistle to play a little more with, like an actual pull cord. But the 5 chime, like I said earlier, is half on air, half on steam. So it's just a button, like an air horn.
Boring.
Right.
Yeah,
come
it's
on.
boring.
That is off.
So the crews called up Robert Swanson of Air Chime, also known as the guy who created the K5LA, the world's best horn. And they called him up, they made a whistle, and it became known as the Robert Swanson 6 chime, which can be mistaken with the Robert Swanson 5 chime, also known as the Stainless Steel's 5 chime, but better known as the K5LA 5 chime. It's a steam whistle that was made to match the notes of a K5LA horn, which is actually the whistle that was used on CNO 614 and for a short time just Reading 2101 / American Freedom Train 2101 / Chessie Steam Special 2101.
That's a K5LA horn or whistle?
K5LA 5 chime, so it matches the notes of a K5LA horn. But
Well,
this
that's
one,
interesting.
I don't know what notes it matches, but I prefer it over. I think it's actually one of my favorite whistles. So if you listen to like just beautiful recordings of this whistle, you'll understand why it's such a cool whistle. Like, just look up Canadian or British Columbia 2860 and just listen to that. Just put on headphones and sit back and relax. It is probably one of the most majestic whistles. So yeah, so they still have the 5 chime to this day. So you just the button, but the 6 chime is an actual pull cord in the cab. So they were able to quill the whistle, etc., etc. And it was used more on the British Columbia excursions than on the later excursions, but I don't care. It's a nice whistle.
So LGL likes the 5 chime, but if it's a kind of a button, that's
boring, man.
Yeah.
Buttons.
Yeah, it's pretty much just a button. It is literally a button. So yeah, it is a nice sounding 5 chime though.
If you ever want to see a cool video,
it's a button attached to a valve. That's what it is, basically.
Still a button. I like my whistles with a cord.
Yeah, cord whistle.
But what, did we have?
Oh yeah, we had 765. We had a lever.
It was like a
Yeah. 765 was a lever.
Right.
That one was hard. That was a lot harder than I thought.
Right. Well, it started out hard, and then it went like.
It started out hard, and then once you open it, it was like whoa, and you like yeah. If you ever want to see a good video, there's a video somewhere on YouTube of Ed Dickens, the guy who drives 4014.
Ed Dickens.
He of him put out a whistle show. It's pretty cool actually. Do you know what video I'm talking about, James?
I think so. Yeah.
It's all over TikTok.
So if I just put in Dickens in the search engine, it'll come up.
Yeah. Why don't you do that?
Dickens blowing.
Dickens blows whistle. We're about to get demonetized.
Hey, no, it's a name. It's a name. It's fine.
Ed Dickens. Yeah, YouTube. Ed Dickens.
Yeah, Ed Dickens. Which reminds me, Did you guys ever see that video of the guy who stood in front of 844 for the picture but ducked out at the last
Oh
second?
yeah.
It's an old video. Not to get y'all demonetized or anything, but Ed Dickens, let's just say, gave him the
Oh.
old bird.
Yeah. He seems like he just seems like a character.
Yeah.
But yeah, Lehigh River subdivision brings up a good point. No, it's not like Fast and Furious. You don't get faster when you push the button. No, Fast and Furious, all you gotta do, like apparently when they race, they don't push the pedal all the way down, right? They got an extra gear.
Right.
No, they have an extra gear, so they change the gear and then like push the pedal down more, right?
They go faster.
And then they go faster. But
Right.
yeah.
Do you think the Royal Hudson could beat the A4?
Yes, of course.
Yes.
Of course
Big
it'll
time.
be A4.
There's a lot of
Big
things that
time.
could beat the A4. Well, we don't need to get on that track again, unless you guys want to.
Oh man. If you ever want the stream to go an extra half an hour, just bring up the A4.
George, tell us how you feel about the A4.
It sucks.
Oh,
Tony.
oh.
It's like the world's fastest snail.
Ooh, how about a whistle battle with 4014?
Oh crap.
Wait, would it be better if I put on my big boy?
There you go. George, anything else says A4 can go over 130 miles an hour.
Going
No,
downhill, yeah, sure.
Yeah, the A4 cheated. It was going downhill in hand wind.
My dad's car can go 150 miles an hour on like the Indianapolis Motor Speedway.
Hey, my brother's car could go 300 down a hill. It doesn't matter.
Not to run a 4-minute mile going downhill,
Right.
How you're grounded, George. How dare you?
Can't grab me.
I'm with
Yeah,
Lehigh
you can't
River.
grab George.
I'm with Lehigh River subdivision, though. I think I like nickel plate 765. Why?
Because we've driven it. Yes, sir.
I blew that one.
Yes.
I'm
Pretty
more of a
sweet.
6-chime kind of whistle guy, so 765 is definitely a nice whistle.
So what kind does 765 have?
Well, it's worn quite a bit of whistles, but the one you guys had, the main whistle, is a Nathan 6-chime. They can be tuned to whatever liking you want. If you want more of a deeper whistle like 2860, you can have that, or if you want a higher whistle, you can have that, which it normally has. 261. Brendan brings up a good point. 261 carries a. This is a whole nother topic. Let's turn down 2860 here. 261 is my all-time favorite steam locomotive, and it carries. In 1991, I should just start from there. In 1991, it was given an excursion whistle, as it's called, because the crews, including Steve Sandberg himself, the owner of 261, found that the Milwaukee Road 3 chime was a bit too screechy at times, which is true. So Steve Sandberg did some digging, and he wanted to put a Milwaukee Road 6 chime on, which would be cool, but unfortunately he couldn't find one. So he called up this guy who had an old Santa Fe whistle of a Santa Fe 2900 class 484 number 2905, which is scrapped. Which, for the longest time, I thought it was a 6 chime, but the 2900 class engines had stainless steel 5 chimes that had an identical casting to the 6 chimes. So basically, they were 6 chimes with one chime gone. So they sounded the exact same, except it would blow one less chime. And that is probably either my favorite whistle or my second favorite. It's such a majestic whistle.
What's that whistle that's like in every like generic like train like?
So the generic whistle would be Canadian National 3254's old whistle, as it's called.
Let me look that up.
That's one for every
every single.
Yeah.
No, I'm talking just like in movies.
Oh,
like whenever you hear like a cheesy like steam engine with, you know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
Yeah.
What's it? What is it again? Canadian.
Canadian National 3254 old whistle.
3254.
So a question
Oh,
real quick, James,
what?
is
You're
the
gonna
Hudson
get a lot of
PS1 or
circles.
2? Did it start out PS1 or 2?
It started as Loco Sound.
Okay. Loco Sound for
Loco
Loco
Sound
James.
PS1.
So then, and then what, for the people that are just joining us, talk about the upgrade, what you did.
So I probably would have gone with PS3 or PS2 so I could actually put the real 2060 whistle on. But I'm more of a Lionel guy than MTH guy, so I did TMCC. And for anyone who has both MTH and Team and Legacy or slash Lionel, will know that Lionel older. I say older, but pretty much up until 2017, Lionel speakers were big beefs and amazing sounding sound sets and speakers. So I went with the Lionel.
Cool.
He doesn't like Lionel.
And then what else did you have done besides the sound?
So we had a full light upgrade with a new headlight, firebox glow, and reverse light. I wanted to do class lights, but the fact that they're kind of molded in here would probably be kind of hard. But I don't care. And then there was also an ERR cruise upgrade and just a full TMCC upgrade. The smoke unit is actually the original MTH smoke unit because I didn't mind for a TMCC one. And the fact that MTH smoke units are pretty cool. Even this old one from 2000 is pretty nice. So it's starting up.
Yeah, yeah, but that's cool.
Oh, and you got the white walls put on there too.
Yeah, we had white walls painted because the real 2060 has white walls and originally had black wall pilot trucks and chrome wall drivers, which looked all right, but this looks much better.
It's a nice look. That's a nice look.
Yeah.
So who's modeled the Royal Hudson in O gauge?
So this one, like I said earlier, is an MTH Rail King Royal Hudson, but they also made a scale Royal Hudson, I think 2 times maybe, or just one.
Mike's
And
Trainhouse did.
yeah, MTH Mike's Train's house. They did the Rail King one a few times. Loco Sound PS2, and I think they want to do PS3 eventually. But then Weaver also made a full scale one, and as George said a while ago, it's brass!
It's brass.
Brass. Old man Weaver coming out with the brass train.
Weaver. Got some
I,
brass.
I really wanted to get a Weaver one, but this was the only one on the market at the time, and I just jumped on it.
So all right, we got a OG has a request, and when OG wants something, we like to deliver.
Gotta deliver.
Right, and what is that request?
The request is he wants to see it run,
Well, I was just gonna ask that. Don't you want to see it run more?
and the answer is yes.
Yes. All right.
Let's turn the sound all the way up. All right.
Isaiah, what do you mean by the CV rail sounds?
I think he means Commodore Vanderbilt.
Oh, I got it. Yep, yep.
And so, yeah, for clarification, the 777 Commodore Vanderbilt is the one that was given the gray paint, or the incorrect paint, the like the silver one, kind of like this boiler. Not gonna lie. So yeah, so pretty much a lot of it was wrong compared to the real Commodore Vanderbilt. It was light gray, almost silver, and it carried a one of one whistle that wasn't even prototypical to New York Central. That also that brings me up another point. Remember how I said it had two whistles, the 6 chime and the Air 5 chime,
Yes.
and how the Air 5 chime was just a button?
Right, right.
Well, remember I said don't worry about this thing in the corner here?
Oh, right, right. Yeah. You get them both. You get them both. Nice. So that's a 4 chime, the other one. Or sound like a 4 chime or what?
Well, the American Flyer billboards, yeah, the whistles themselves would kind of sound like a 4 chime, but the air whistle on 2060 is a 5 chime.
Right on.
So 5 chime, 4 chime, well, I guess 6 chime and 4 chime / 5, depending on how you look at it. It also depends on how much voltage you put through these things. If you have a high voltage, it'll sound like a 5 chime. You have low voltage, like I do,
didn't know that.
sound like a 4. Well, yeah, people would say I break a lot of mile train rules because American Flyer and Lionel. Hey, S is best, but O scale or no scale.
You got it.
And another thing I broke was Team CC in an MTH engine. Here's what I say. Why do people put PS3 in a Lionel engine?
Why would you do that?
Exactly.
All right. Sorry, guys. I'm back.
You didn't miss him, humanity.
Had to use the little boys'
He
room.
was pit stop.
Yeah.
Pit stop.
Do we have any requests for what to run behind it? It can't pull much because it has no traction tires.
Oh,
Yeah.
should have spent another $5 and gotten traction tires.
Do we want to do another
Make like an excursion train, like just
an
out of like
excursion
cars
train?
you have.
Well, we're kind of already doing that because this is a fuel tender.
Okay, that's a pretty big fuel train.
It's a pretty big fuel tender.
The Hershey's is for lunch.
Hershey's is for lunch. CSX. Why do we need
That's a
CSX?
reserve oil.
Reserve oil and gasoline for cars.
Gas prices are about to go down.
Yeah, guys.
No wonder they're going up. James Trains has them. Has all the show. Yes.
Hey, without those traction tires, it slides around nice and easy.
Yeah. I probably shouldn't be doing that.
Those Menards train cars.
So yeah, I was about to get to that. So these 3 tank cars, the Burlington Northern Fuel Tender, the Hershey's car, and the CSX are all Menards. This one here is MTH. This is one of the cars I got with that Santa Fe 280. The same thing with this caboose.
That's pretty sweet.
So we just had some more people come in, and in on the stream, for you're just joining us on the stream. Hey, thanks for coming in and welcome to the stream. Smash that like button if you would. We certainly appreciate that down around here in GFW Trains land. We're with James Trains, checking out his rods and checking out his really cool layout here too. So why don't you pan out and show some people the different cool parts about your layout again?
Well, define cool. It's a basic layout.
I like it.
So to start off, here we have just a two-track yard with a burnt-down shed and a new shed. Two sidings, which currently one has a log train. Then we have a switch house, the bridge, and then basically just a double-track main line around the whole way with a crossover here and one in the back, and then a reverse loop in the middle. And almost every building has lights in them, except for the post office and this house here. And then
They didn't pay their rent.
Yeah, they pay their rent.
The electricity bill.
The post office is closed.
Yeah, post office is closed, and they didn't pay their electricity bill. The other house.
So then the other there's one other spur here that runs behind computer, and yeah, it kind of ends there.
So you built that, and you just kind of like wherever you can find a spot to put some more track, you're doing it, huh?
Yeah, pretty much. I wanted to extend all the way to the wall, but couldn't really do that because there's a water main right back there.
Oh,
not a water main, a huge pipe. But
yeah, don't want to get an intro with that.
You might be able to see here. There's like a line here between the woods, right?
Yeah.
So it started out as just this one small thin piece of plywood. Ended right here, and that was it. It was this one track and this other track. Eventually, at first they weren't even hooked up, and the first track was just the outside track. There was no inner power, and then we had this huge yard in the middle, like right here. This switch has been here since like day one, and then right where the crossing is, it split off into 3 different tracks, which is really cool. And eventually I did keep it to at least still have one switch, but then I got the buildings, tore it up, and put it actually over there. And then, yeah, it just kind of went going from there. We added crossovers, that addition, and then that addition.
Let me know if you ever need any more switches. I got 2.
I don't think I'm doing many more projects.
All right, fair enough.
So this brings up another interesting point. When I first started running, you may have saw me ram the Royal Hudson to the back of the freight train.
Yeah.
Like I said, editor cut that out. But that's because for some reason the MTH 042 switches, which is this one right here and the one over there, for some reason when you have any track power that goes past this switch, if there's ever a train on that track, the switch like basically malfunctions and it'll start freaking out, and then if you hold it this way, it will let you switch it, but then it loses all automatic power, but still has track power, which I don't know why it does this. I couldn't tell you why. So the only reason why this works here is because this is isolated right here between the 2 tracks. Because I mean, what other power source would I use other than a ZW? Because that's a ZW.
ZW.
So yeah. It's a basic layout.
ZW.
Yeah, we'll get a better shot of it. We'll go low.
There you go. Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I love that pull out.
Yeah.
So now, what type of operating system do you have going on there?
So it's basically kind of like your layout. It's a ZW hooked up to 2 circuit breakers per track, and then they go directly to track. But one of the wires from the inner track, the U, I think it is, yeah, the U goes off to the legacy base. And because only the center rail here is insulated, the legacy system runs through the whole layout, just through that one wire. And then the DCS system, because I'm more of a Lionel guy, I only have the little Wi-Fi unit here. And I just hook up these two wires here, and it powers the outer track with that. And I just run it with my phone. And I only have two MTH engines, so it works great.
There you go.
Well, that's like 1.5.
Yeah.
Well, a half technically.
Yeah.
No
really
offense
cool,
to MTH engines, but I just prefer the Lionel system.
It's simple.
Simple, yeah. Who needs to wire up a TIU with a legacy system and then throw in whatever you want? It's like,
He can tell you all about the pains of that.
yeah. All you do when you want to run trains, you flip on the power strip here, you throw the ZW either full if you're running command, you pick up the legacy system, and you go. If you're running MTH, what you do to save power is you unplug the legacy system and the ZW, you plug in the MTH, you hook up the wires, and you go. If you want to run conventional, you can either keep the legacy plugged in or take it out and just start ZWing.
It's ZW.
Yeah, it's probably one of the most simple setups for command control you can get. And I'm a simple guy, so I like it.
Simple guy. Simple people require simple things.
Except for not simple locomotives.
Nope. Or whistles.
Or whistles. You don't like simple whistles. You are a very complicated whistle man, James.
Yep.
The niner chime.
9 chime there. Head over.
9 chime.
Overhead steam valve.
The highest chimes they went to was a 7 chime, which was a Great Northern boiler tube 7 chime.
Oh, the boiler tube.
7 chime. Man, I got to get that on Fast and Furious.
I'm pretty sure there was only the Great Northern 7 chime, and that was it.
Well, I got to look that one up here. The Great Northern 7 chime. We got any of that on YouTube?
Yeah, there's more. There's 2 videos of it on air, and then there's a video of it. They don't really say it's a Great Northern 7 chime, but it is a Great Northern 7 chime on the Georgetown Loop Railroad.
Oh, I've heard that. I've
Yeah.
been there.
Yeah, that's the one. I went on the Durango and Silverton and the Coombres and Toltec within 48 hours of each other, but during the time that the big boy came to Chicago. And the thing about it was, the only thing that needed to make that trip cooler was Georgetown Loop, but they were closed.
What?
Oh no.
I don't know why, but they were closed that weekend. I was like, what do I do now?
George, you get a discount on the Georgetown Loop?
I know. I made it. It's my loop.
Right.
Actually, no. This layout, I'm renaming it from the Yes Railroad.
Yes, Railroad to the
It's
Georgetown
the George
Loop.
Square. No, it's the George.
The George Square. The George Square.
Hey,
The
what's
Georgetown Square.
who did the bench work?
The bench work was done by me and my dad.
Nice.
The base is actually several years old. I used to run HO, and that's the same HO base, just reused. And like I said earlier, when we first built this layout, we just put the base, slapped the piece of plywood onto it, extended it out, added a border, added that, and added that. It was simple. So the only actual table part is right here. The other stuff is all hanging shelves.
Nice.
Gotcha.
I don't think I'll do an upper loop because,
A little bit.
well, last time I did one and I wasn't finished or nearly finished. So the lower parts, it was kind of hard to work on. And 2, this is almost zero space for me to build a ramp.
Can't go Dukes of Hazzard.
And well, we could do Dukes of Hazzard. I did do Dukes of Hazzard once. I have a video of ramming. Don't tell anybody. Oh, I mean, there's how many people watching? 30 people?
31.
There are 31 ramming this flat car. Not flat car. Hopper car. What am I saying? Off there.
Oh, that's not good.
Well,
Woo!
this is my mess around car. I found this in a dumpster at GameStop.
There you go.
I don't know why it was there. Well, I took it and I just go.
Is that an old Mark's hopper car?
I think, yeah, it's got the Marks logo on it. Actually, I think it is.
We have that car. I didn't find it in a dumpster, but I found it in a box that somebody gave me.
GameStop.
GameStop.
Yeah, how do you find trains in a GameStop?
I don't know.
Somebody was throwing away their trains. I want to play some video games.
My brother used to go dumpster diving at GameStops, and he found that one day and was like, "Yo, James
What
would
else
love
you
this."
find dumpster diving at GameStop?
Not much. We don't need to go there.
Wait, so are like all those?
Human body.
I found human body at
I
GameStop
found-
at 3 a.m. Yes.
That would be 2016 YouTube for you.
Yes. I found a living human being in a GameStop parking lot. And touched his face.
A living human being in a parking lot.
Yes.
That must be like a meme or something. Huh?
Oh no, it's just like when I was little, like when I started YouTube, that was like all YouTube was.
Oh yeah. It was
videos.
all
of
these
people-
fake videos.
Yeah, people. It's just clickbait videos of people like doing like challenges. So like,
But they were all
dumpster
fake.
diving was huge at the time,
Oh yeah, big
but
time.
it was like all like fake stuff. Like they plant stuff in the dumpster. They find like, I found a Xbox 360, like an entire Xbox 360 sealed in the box at GameStop parking lot. And there'd be like stupid stuff. And then it got to the point where like everybody was finding the same stuff because it was all planted. You know what I mean? Some
and then it
people
died out.
Yeah, well, no, but then they started doing like crazy stuff, like, and it was they're just kind of old. It got old, but it was all just like clickbait, you know. And
For anybody who doesn't know what clickbait means, you put them together. Click and bait. They bait you to watch the video.
if you know fishing terms, just think of it as like a
Fishing
Senko
terms.
worm.
Yeah.
You know, The
It's meant
fish
to
worm.
grab your attention.
Yeah.
So hey, for everybody that's just joining us, well, I want to loop back around too. George is working on his community service project to earn his Eagle Scout rank in Boy Scouts, and he's building a train station at a local 7.5 gauge railroad at Plowman's Park in Big Rock, Illinois. And he's got to do a lot of fundraising for it. He's got to earn about $7,500 to get this thing made, and he's been working real hard to do it. One of the things that he's always wanted to do was to have his own train show. And guess what?
I'm hosting a train show for everybody to come to. Everybody's invited. You are invited. You're invited.
You're
invited.
Wait, hold on. I got to make you big for that one, George.
You're invited, and you are invited. Everybody's invited. It's April 24th at the Yorkville American Legion. It's from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Be there or be square.
What's going to be there, George?
So we're going to have 4 layouts there. 4 layouts.
Maybe even more. But we got 4 confirmed.
We got 4 confirmed. We got to figure out space. Yeah.
Space will be at a premium.
Space, yeah.
And it's, as you guys have named, the Yorkville train show.
York.
Come to Yorkville train show.
Yeah. Yep.
Come to York.
But we'll be having the Midwest Division of the Train Collectors Association and modular layout will be there. Are they their own chapter now?
No.
Or
the other thing we're calling it is the other York.
The other York.
Yep.
GFW Train Fest.
GFW Train Fest, yeah. But
speaking of which, did you guys hear that Train Fest is on this year?
Yes. I think we might actually the modular group might go. But anyways, going back to GFW Train Fest, basically we'll be having 4 layouts there, maybe more. We just gotta figure out space and all that jazz. But we'll be having the Valley Model Railroad Club, which is a HO scale modular layout in that's out of South Allegan, and it's a pretty cool layout. And the cool part about them is they let you drive the trains. That they sit up there, and basically the entire time you are driving the engines, they're just kind of monitoring it, which is really cool.
And it's cool too because their layout is all based on a block train system.
Yeah, so it's like operating a real train.
Right, all remote control, all block system. They even have a what is it? It's positive control train there, don't they?
Positive train control. Wait, positive train gang.
Right?
Yeah, but yeah,
Positive train control.
yeah. If you ever watch Thunderbolt Simon Productions, he always talks about that. Always. Anyways, but yeah, then the TCA or the modular layout will be there for the Train Collectors Association, which is really cool. And then we will be having a guy in the TCA by the name of Jim Myers and his friend from Denny's Trains and Things, based out
Andy
of
Roche out of
Oswego,
Oswego, Illinois. He's coming out there, one of the coolest train shops in the Chicagoland area.
That's right. He says he likes to keep with the classical sense, so it's
definitely
ceiling to floor to ceiling of trains.
He's probably got the most trains of any train shop in Chicago.
At least most trains that you're able to see. Like,
Yep.
Yeah, he does have a lot of trains.
I'm gonna take a quick pit stop. Be right back.
All right, see ya. But yeah, so then we'll be having a friend of ours named Charlie Tusek, and a friend of his will be setting up a floor layout. So be pretty fun.
Very good, very good. And so, hey, that's one way to donate it. If you can't make it out there, George would really, really like or would like you to consider giving a straight donation to the Prairie State Railroad that they're going to be using. They're going to donate back to George to build the train layout. So basically, you're making it's a donation
to the Prairie State Railroad Club
for the
Eagle Scout project.
Right. There's a link in the description below, and I think my good old friend moderator Jerry has put up
moderator Jerry.
J-Mod.
There's a guy at our school that we call I don't know. He's a new guy, but everybody calls him J-Rob. So that J-Mod is pretty.
J-Mod's gonna put it up there.
Yeah. So thank you, J-Rob or J-Mod.
I forgot to tell you guys. I knew this occasion was happening, so I did a special thing.
What did you do?
Yeah!
Nice. James, A+. I was going to give you an A+ before that, but I'm going to give you an A++.
Hey, man, it's better than my chem teacher. Gave me 50 on this last test.
Oh. George gets an F.
On every single chem test ever. I swear, that teacher hates me. And I study. You should ask him. I study all the time.
He does. I can't believe he got an F.
I'm about to hear it after the stream's over.
Maybe he like to talk to you like in terms of
like trains
like smoke fluid.
Yeah.
Smoke fluid. Hey, we're having a couple people just join us a couple seconds right after the announcement. The announcement for George's Eagle Scout Service Project. He's building a train station out at Plowman's Park, Prairie State Railroad. And he's doing fundraisers for that. And the big announcement is G to the F to the W Train Fest, which is a train show here in Yorkville.
The other York.
And at the other York, we are going to have 4 layouts, maybe more. Lots of things to do. We've got a garage sale all day trains from 10 o'clock to 4 o'clock. Admission is free. Donations accepted for this young lad right here to work on his Eagle Scout Service Project. Come, be there, be square. We would really, really, really like for a lot of people to come. And if you can't make it out, George is still doing the fundraiser. And if you're inclined to donate, GFW Trains, otherwise known as George, otherwise known as GFW Trains, would certainly appreciate a donation. J-Mod down there put up a link on the stream. I'll put up a link too. Thank you there, J-Mod. Yeah. So, no, that's the wrong one. You see that one? That one's kind of cool. That's one of the layouts that are going to be there. But the link that Jerry just put up there, that's the spot where you can actually go and make a donation there. So really appreciate that. It's going to be something George has been working hard for his whole life. to earn their rank of Eagle through Scouts.
But yeah, so it's a pretty big deal. If you can if you be there, be square. If you can make it, please come out. I'd love to see everybody come out. It'd be really cool.
I think it'll be a neat thing for not only the railroad community, it's going to be a great thing just for the community and being able to show off model railroads.
Yeah, we've actually getting a lot of interest from the community.
Man, we're getting a ton of interest from people around here in Yorkville, which is really, really cool.
So yeah. Oh, there we go. Censored by the Nickel Plate Railroad.
Nickel Plate Railroad is getting in on that one. James, you gonna make it out there to the GFW Trains Fest?
I'm gonna try.
Try, man. You better get an Uber or something. If the old brother or grandpa doesn't take you, get some of that Uber money.
Better hope that Pontiac is fast.
Right.
I think I'm gonna have to always bring this thing wherever I go now.
Think so, buddy. Think so. Well, hey, listen, everybody. George and I got an early morning tomorrow. We're going out hiking here and getting ready for a backpacking trip that we're going down in New Mexico. Canadian Pacific, or actually the British
BC Rail.
Doesn't like that. So anyway, we're gonna sign off now, and I haven't given my my speech. So
yeah, you haven't given your speech once.
I know I haven't. And it's really
what about that BC Rail?
Love it.
Oh, there you go.
Friends, it is so great to have this little community. It's always great to come on Friday and hang out with everybody and talk trains. And hey, let's keep this synergy going. Everybody support each other's channel. James has got a great channel. Check out all of the videos that he's got. Subscribe to him if you haven't already. And this is a lot of fun sharing stuff. And James, thanks so much for coming on and being a part of our live stream tonight.
You're welcome.
And again, I got to put one last push. George has got
Eagle Scout Project. I'm having a fundraiser for my Eagle Scout Project, April 24th. It's a train show at the American Legion in Yorkville, otherwise known as the Other York.
The Other York, right?
So yeah, if you guys are in the area, April 24th, or please try and make it to my my train show. It'll be really fun. There'll be 4 layouts there, 4 confirmed layouts. And
it's huge. It's going to be a big train show. It's not just small layouts. These layouts are like 35 by 13 is one of them. That's the Denny's is 35 by 13. I want to say that the Valley train layout is something like 40 by 20. And then we're going to fill in with the rest of the space that we can, the 2 other layouts, because and those are going to be probably the Midwest Division TCA. That's the crown jewel. That's going to be bigger than both of those. It's going to be operating. Lots of fun stuff. We're going to have a garage sale there where we're going to sell some train and train related stuff. So lots of fun. Please make it out there. We're going to have a great time. If you can't make it out, George would certainly appreciate a donation for his Eagle Scout project, which can be made through the link in the description below. So make sure you get that, because that's going to be a big deal for George to get his Eagle Scout, something he's been working hard on his whole life, and he's making it happen. And he's not only making it happen, he's making it happen with 2 things that he feels really strongly about: trains and trains.
I was about to say girls.
Well, actually, I thought you were going to say, but mostly everything.
Mostly everything.
But mostly trains.
You got it. So anyway, James, thanks a lot again. George,
thank you, guys.
We'll see you around
Roundhouse. Don't let the boots hit you on the way out. Bash.
Everybody have a great weekend. Happy Friday, and we'll see you next week. Same bat time.
Same bat
channel.
Haven't said that in a while.
Right.
And please subscribe.
Please, you got it.